I just finished recording the first video thought, and here's the idea behind it. So this is a little behind the scenes that'll be in the second or third video, we'll see. I'm intentionally doing basically everything that I'm trying to do. I'm trying to be very intentional about what I'm testing. So I recorded audio, so I'm pointing this way because that's where my monitor is. You can see my setup. I literally just recorded into a blank Logic session. These are the plugins that I'm using right here, and I'll go into them in more detail once I figure out more video stuff and get better. I think the program is called OBS, if I'm not mistaken, that I need to get and start learning how to use. So I'll figure out how to use OBS. Right now I'm tracking this sightline of my own face. So I'm looking at my face on the screen instead of looking at the camera. And maybe it'll look more natural when I'm looking at the camera. I'll test it. I'm split testing it right now and seeing what happens. The lighting situation, I set up a few different lighting modes. So I'm testing out how the lighting looks. I'm testing out how the audio will sound. I put a really harsh noise gate on the audio file. We'll see how it sounds. But literally what I'm gonna do is I'm going to watch my own first video. It's restrained. At this moment, September 15th, moments after I just recorded the first video, I think one of the things in my music that I'm going to try and intentionally improve is it feels like I lack restraint in my music. Like literally restraint. Like I don't leave room for pauses. And this could be totally perceptual, but that's another thing that we'll work through and I'll find out on camera is I don't feel like I leave a lot of space in my music for instrumental breaks or just breaths or even space between ideas. It could be because I rap, and because I rap, there's no time for space, but I think there's a beauty to the space between the rhythms that I'm undercounting, that I'm undervaluing in my own songs, and I think that's why they're not quite stacking up to what they will be, or what they could be, I suppose. I don't know if I'll ever become more restrained. I will intentionally try to add that into the music, but if it's not to taste, and if I don't think it's a sustainable way of writing songs, I'm not going to continue to do it. And those are kind of the two things. If I enjoy the music more, I'll do whatever the process has to be to get to the music that I enjoy more, obviously. Anyway, so I'm gonna keep this video rolling and start editing this video, and we're gonna find out how good I am at editing a video. My camera, which this time is my iPad and not my phone, is obstructing my monitor just a little bit. So it is what it is. You just get this angle of me. The microphone is mobile, so I should probably move it out of the frame. That's a whole tangent topic thought. Maybe I'll cut that out because it should be its own video. I don't know. Let's edit this video. Okay, cut back to editing, Sam. I got sidetracked, but I will cut it out and make a separate video. Eating a burger with no honey mustard. 30 frames per second, MKBHD taught me that. Okay, fantastic. So, open the movie and extract the audio. That's what I tested on this one. This would be much more interesting if you could see the screen. I think that would add to the entertainment value. I should be recording this in the jankiest possible way. So I'm gonna do that. I did not do that. You know what? I recorded this video vertically. I recorded this video horizontally, like I'm supposed to. That's ridiculous. And no matter what, I'll have synced audio. There might be a more efficient process. This is what we're gonna try for today. Oh no. Yeah, it looks like I'm bleeding, so cut here. I did a backflip on stage and busted my chin. It was during the first song. Story time, quickly, it's September 15th. On September 3rd, I had my first ever headlining show. In the first song, and it was like an hour and 15-minute set. First song, did a backflip, didn't land the backflip, busted my chin open. I can do a backflip. What I learned that night is I can't do a backflip in the dark. Anyway, finished the show, went to the hospital, 9 stitches in my chin. So I took the stitches out myself when the doctor told me to take the stitches out. He actually sent me home with the tools to do it, so I was able to do it. But then, my chin was fine. Hasn't bled until right now, so I'm gonna take care of that. I look a little bit like a fish, but that's the goal. What is it? A burger with no honey mustard. Put the Vaseline on the mustard. All right, little backstory while I'm in between, while I'm editing. Little Vaseline ting. Not sponsored, obviously. Anyway, the story about Vaseline. I was in Target with my homie. Basically, the story is, I walked in with my homie and we were making fun of this, like, I think it was called cleansing water. We were in the makeup section. It was me and my homie who's a dude, and we went with our homie who's a lady. They had makeup, whatever. And part of the makeup was cleansing water. And we were like, yo, how they marketing water as cleansing water? And then we checked the ingredients. That shit was just water. And then, that's not the end of the story. That's the middle of the story. The end of that story is we were looking at this cleansing water. We were laughing, so we were making a bunch of noise. It caught the attention of one of the workers. She came over and was like, do you boys know anything about Vaseline? And we were like, yo, what the hell? Like, this lady, let me describe her to you, because she was literally like either 9 years old or like 77 years old. She had a vein coming out of the whole side of her neck that was like barely attached. She had white hair. She was 1'3". She's like, y'all boys know anything about Vaseline? And we were like, yo, what the hell? What? And the way the story goes, she's like, you know what they put in Vaseline? And I was like, yeah, man. Yes, man. Petroleum jelly, actually. She's like, yeah, that comes from the earth. And they put it on your skin. And we were just like, yeah. She's like, so don't ever wear Vaseline. And we were like, oh, for sure, we will not be wearing no Vaseline. Oh, let's get up out of here. So then we walk over to the other aisle. And in the other aisle, there's like the big jumbo. This is the like little chapstick Vaseline. But they had the like, you know, the bucket of Vaseline. Like main bucket, not the bucket, but like the bucket of Vaseline. And so I pick it up and I was like, got the petroleum jelly. And my boy started laughing. And then she popped around the corner. Y'all getting the Vaseline? Like, where did you come from? What the hell? So anyway, that's the Target crackhead. Because really what I'm going to do on this video is post this video. I'll watch the video live. And then I'm going to make all my notes. And then we're going to make another video. Title it Rapid Iterations. So if I don't do that, it's because I forgot to listen back to this before I did it. That worked great. That worked perfectly. Okay, so we got it. I'm definitely more proficient at conveying my ideas through writing than I am on camera at the moment. But everything is trainable, and I'm learning the verbiage, which is probably the most important part. What the is this? Okay, so it's just insanely overexposed. It looked like this. This was the first problem that I ran into. It told me to apply color correction. But here's the problem. I don't know how to do that. Okay, so I watched a YouTube video. It did not answer my question. So we're gonna watch another YouTube video and find it out. Okay, so I watched the video. I actually found the answer. So now I know that I have to apply the tool. I learned how to apply the tool. I learned how to apply video effect. I learned where a bunch of the menus are. And I'm sure I will get more used to it. There's something that I just want to say into the universe, which was, I was having a conversation with someone who believed that we were basically talking about like learned experience. And she was like, there's some stuff that you can unlearn through experience. And I fundamentally disagree with that. I think there's a lot to be learned through experience, but theoretically, if you had a perfect teacher and infinite trust between student and teacher, anything that they said and were able to convey in a way that the student, caveat, in a way that the student was able to receive, one, should have to understand the level of context that the student has, which is outside of my human experience, that level of intelligence, to be honest. But, so maybe that's where the argument breaks down, really. That it's just not a very possible human experience to have, which would make it basically impossible. But I don't think that's true. I think that anything could be taught because it's more, for the same reason that it's easier to learn from a peer than it is from a teacher for a lot of things, is because the peer's closer to your level of understanding. So they're just way of operating, and the context they don't skip is important to understanding the fundamental topic. That was something I should script and read and think about. Anyway, next skill is how do I make cut? It's B. Press B. Oh, my mouse doesn't function how I want it to function. Can I zoom in? The first video things is chaos. Ah, zoom. Oh yes. What if I type in zoom? Oh. So I'm gonna try and do a zoom in on the first. This video is probably going to be watching a bunch of YouTube videos, so that's part of the game. I added 3 different keyframes, and it worked like automation. What if I don't have one in the middle? What do I delete this one? Then will it be smooth? I got it. My first video has no B-roll. I know that word, and I know what it means. I'm going to put some B-roll in the next one. I want to figure out how to do more kinds of edits, and I want to figure out how to do B-roll, and how to record with 2 different cameras, and I want to figure out how to do all the things. And I want to export this video. File, export. Okay, export's not the right thing. I wish it wasn't vertical. How goofy is that? No end card, nothing. I think there's a grace to doing things in a novice way because you'll try stuff that hasn't been tried before, probably because it's unsuccessful, but you don't know that. I'm typing out the description right now. I'm making the learning process a series. Proof of concept, MP4 is what it decided. That's super annoying. I want there to be a comment section. You know what? We're gonna take a picture. Good. Literally seeing me take the thumbnail. Alright, that's gonna be the thumbnail. Okay, alright. That's the thumbnail. We're gonna check on that. Alright, we better post. Oh, it says video published. Did it upload that quickly? That's insanity if it did. Wow. YouTube is crazy. Oh, it autoed to 320p. If I watch the video in HD quality, it's HD. That'll work. You know, one of the things I can really easily do with my system that I've done, I can work on audio first because I'm an audio head. If the audio is good, I'll make the video good. I can add sound effects super easily. Sound effects. For the next video, sound effects. I said they'll be about music. A lot of them will probably have music in them, and that video does not have any music in it. So Sam, add music. Add background music. I can use my own songs in the background. If I get a copyright claim from my distribution service, I won't get a copyright claim, but if I get a third-party claim or whatever it's called from my distribution service, they just collect revenue. Biggest picture, I'm not making money yet, so that's okay. Bunch of things. I learned a lot. Time to implement. Gonna start recording video number 2. This video is the behind the scenes of the first one. I'm gonna try and make all those edits. I'm gonna add background music. I'm gonna keep the editing style that I had. I'm gonna add sound effects. I'm gonna record it horizontally. I'm gonna put my jacket back on. My chin stopped bleeding. Let's do this. This is gonna be like an hour-long thing. Oh well. One thing I'm gonna do for sure is compare it to a video that I like. So I'm gonna listen to my audio. Cool. It's not way off. Oh, it's got one view. I viewed it. By comparison, watching my video to watching another video, which happened to be the Odd Ones Out. Yeah, so shout out to the channel that has 19 million subscribers. I'm sure you appreciate the shout out. Real life, I'm about to go do my 100 challenge. And this is day 3, so timeline all lines up. September 14th, my birthday, was day 2. And now it's like day 9 or 10. But we're gonna get this up, we're gonna get the next one up, and make some rapid iterations.